Good morning, traders out there. Are you guys ready for day 3 of the competition? I'm back at it. I'm still not on the leaderboard, but I'm just below it. Had a great day yesterday, over $4,000 day. I'm ready to rule the pool. I came in with my Derrick Henry jersey because I'm ready to run over this market. And the question is, will you guys do the same? What's going on out there, traders? Today I am joined, of course, by none other than Rocco, funded trader, getting after it. How are we doing this morning?
Great. Thank you for having me again.
Oh, I'm excited to have you on and to trade with you. So if you guys have any questions, definitely reach out. You guys also see an email there. If you guys just want to reach out and have some friends in the trading space, well, Rocco's there for you guys also, right? Let's keep getting after the market today. There's a lot going on, right? And boy, let's first talk about the leaderboard, man, because there's some crazy trades out there right now. So I'm going to show you guys what's going on in the leaderboard right now. Let's take a look here, and of course, we'll see a little bit of my trading action on the side there, but let's talk a little bit about this leaderboard and the competition, Rocco. It's been something else, man. Of course, there was one trader yesterday that really surprised me. This Miguel Garcia in second place. What a trade. Look here, man. $108,000 trade on this. Do you know what that is? I mean, let's be honest. That's Lamborghini money. So, there's always those traders that say, oh, well, I don't get Lamborghini money. Well, Miguel, you're allowed to say that now. So definitely a crazy trade there, and it was on Sage. I saw it. It was a short at like 5, 6 in the morning when you get those big pops, those gap ups. So he just shorted the therapeutic stock, and man, did he make a killing. But also it shows me too, look at the winning percentage, 36%. So he's not even winning on even half his trades, not even 40% of the trades. Yet he's up big. This is what probably risk to reward management, expanding the winners, cutting the losers small, right? I think that's so important to kind of catch here. And then, of course, look at this guy, 100% GME trade. I saw it yesterday. And boy, did he get a nice bottom on this trade. This trader from India, got to give him the shout out. Mondal, reach out to us on that GME trade, because I saw that trade. It was a nice support entry, kind of those hourly lows going right to it, getting that nice bottoming action yesterday on GME, and then riding it all the way through the day. I can tell you guys, if I was in his shoes, there's no way I wouldn't have run to that money. But he just let it ride. It closed at the end of the day, and you guys see it there, up $65,650. Rocco, we got our work cut out for us today, man.
Oh man, I cannot wait. Look, I'm also not in the leaderboard, but with Mitch by my side, I'm hoping to get there. So
yeah.
Here's my score. Where do I stand?
Yeah, man. Where are you at right now?
If I can share the screen.
Yeah. Go ahead, share the screen. We can take a look there.
So
I'll show you guys at least a little bit of mine, right? You guys see my accounts here. I'm always transparent about my accounts here. You guys see 2,165 for me right now on the balance, and it's after of course, $2,000 stop out on day one, right? So I was able to bounce back, at least back into the green. What you got for me, Rocco? I got you on the screen now.
I have 1,600. I'm lagging behind you.
Okay. Okay. Hey,
I might get there.
Let's get there, my friend. Hey, at least we have a little cushion to play with, and just at the end of the day, the competition is to test those skills, get to a sizing where, of course, some traders are taking some crazy sizing, and that's okay too. I got nothing against them. Power to you, right? If you're able to make the money, make the trade, hey, I'll tell you one thing. I'll bow down. I'll bow down. But what I'm looking at is where do I find my sweet spot, right?
Right.
Yesterday, I made a big trade on GME, and it was a quick trade, quick short. It was about probably 4 to 5 minutes long, the trade. That's one thing that I'm noticing more and more. If I'm going to go with these huge share size, I might need to take some off the table quickly and then look to ride the rest if the wave can keep riding, right? Because one thing I've noticed is that when I keep those big trades on, I'm normally kind of more in that swing trade mentality. So what's happening for me is that I'm looking for a bigger move, and then I do get up big, but then I also get down big too.
Right.
So that's the concerning part there when you start opening up that big size. So I'm excited to see what happens today, guys. John Doe, I love the name there. The United States. We'll see what happens, guys. I'll be checking the trades throughout the day. Right now, there's some good trades on right now, guys. I can tell you guys the top trades on right now. A lot of them are in GameStop. You see here, guys, Ubot, IWM, Sage, DSY. If I take a look at the top trade right now in Open P&L, it's a GME long. So you guys out there, you guys know where the money is moving. Now the only question is, what will we get today? All right, guys, it's 9:09. I'm going to get to the stock market action and just want to talk a little bit about the competition. But look at this, guys. This is on the swing trade account. I was able to take some profits yesterday on this trade. Look at the opening price on this one. 30.16 on a firm swing trade. And this is really my bread and butter, guys. This is what I love to do. I love the swing trade. That's why I begged Michael so much for the swing trade evaluations. And when he told me we got it, I'll tell you one thing. I was the first one. I was like, sign me up because I'm ready, guys. And look at a firm go, guys. Now we're up to 35.86 with the CPI news that happened today. And these are the type of trades that I love. A nice long-term trend line. I could see the bottom starting to go. A big thing that I look for is a nice volume move as we start to kind of get out of this. And you can see the increased volume on the decline here, and then a quick scoop back. So at this point, I'm up more than $5 on this name, close to $6. So at this point, what do? Well, yesterday I covered twice. I took 2 profits to really just get myself back in the green for the overall swing trade account. And now what I want to do is expand the win. With 15 shares, guys, I almost have $100. I know it's nothing massive, but the truth is for the evaluation accounts too, I try to keep things small and just try to add up the base hits and see if I can get towards the end, right? Don't want to take insane swings. This was originally 60 share position, and now 15 shares are going to almost make me about like $100. This is just to show you guys that you don't need a lot of shares. You just need to sometimes ride a trend. So that's what I'm going to be looking at. Of course, swing trade side of things, that's on a firm. Palantir was also a major watch earlier. And I didn't play this one the best, but you can see it continuing to move. So these are stocks that are definitely on the radar today. And I can just watch these for day trades action. Palantir, definitely on the radar. But let's get to the SPY action. Of course, the CPI coming in and shaking things up. And another rocket to the upside here, guys. So if you guys didn't know what happened this morning, right? What was it? Well, it was all on the CPI report as it came in. Expected for May was 3.4. It came in at 3.3, so undercutting that, showing that inflation's coming down. And this is important because today is FOMC day. The big bad wolf, Jerome Powell, will be out there today, guys. Don't let him blow your house down because he definitely will be out there shaking things up, talking interest rates. Will they raise interest rates? Will they drop interest rates? I don't think they'll do neither. They'll just be talking about it. And one thing that we'll be looking for, does Jerome talk about signs of the weakening economy and how that could lead to a rate cut, an actual cut versus just a talk of the cuts? That's one thing that you'll be looking at. Of course, 2:30 will be the fireworks. 2 p.m., you get the release, and the markets will go up and down really fast. So those traders out there, be careful with stops on a day like today. This is my number one tip on today would be careful with stops on a day like today, because that's easily how you get washed out, right? You set a stop, you're like, okay, I'm fine. I'm deep in the green. I walk away from the computer. All of a sudden, Jerome Powell comes out. You get these algo moves. There sometimes are shakeouts with a big wick, and that can actually trigger your stop, getting you out of the trade in a loss. And all of a sudden, the trade is higher, and you would have been in the green. So the important thing is when we're going to get big shakeups in the market, like today, the 830, the SPY move, right? That could have triggered a lot of stops on short sides. So you have to understand that you're going to get that shake. Either you're trading through that shake, or you're waiting for that shake to play out and then attacking the trade. So that's number one tip there for today. I always like to give you guys a little bit of insight. So if you guys keep up with the show, you guys will get those types of insights. So we'll see what happens with that action. Of course, that's going to be at 2 p.m. GameStop doing some offering. That was definitely a shakeup in the market, guys. GameStop offering coming out on Tuesday after hours. And that caused a little bit of a downturn here. You can see it in the after hours. We had a small pop followed by a decline. This morning, we get another small pop followed by a decline. We'll see what happens here out the gates, but definitely seeing GameStop come down a little bit. Oracle is the next major stock to talk about. Big news coming out, of course, mentions with Google, mentions with OpenAI, helped shake the first earnings kind of down move. The earnings down move was to 127, yet it shook right back up there and actually went up to a high here of 136.80s. So we'll see what happens there with Oracle. Can this continue to run after the big push? I'd be looking for pullbacks coming closer towards this 130 on the pullback. So we'll see what happens there on Oracle after a big news announcement. The EU, higher tariffs shaking in the EVs for China. So China EVs taking a major hit as more kind of tariffs come in. Of course, the U.S. announced more tariffs against these China EVs, and the EU stepping in here is not going to help these kind of EVs. So, hey, China EVs definitely taking a down hit. And then, of course, Para also taking a huge down hit as talks of the sale kind of went to the dumpster, and the stock looks like it's gone to the dumpster. Even Warren Buffett tried to get into this thing and then realized, man, this is going to be a big loss. He sold his position. So we'll see what happens there on Paramount Global. But that's enough for the big stock market action. If you guys have anything you guys want to check out, throw it up in the chat. Remember, you guys run the show also. It's time to kick it to my man, Rocco. What are you seeing out in the market today?
Yeah, let me share my screen. And so basically, I'm watching, Oracle had this earnings report, right? And it actually underperformed, right, on everything. But as we can see here, it's a 7 point. Are you sharing my screen?
Yeah, I got you right now. Boom. Okay. Now we're up.
Okay, great. So everything was underperforming, right? From earnings to earnings per share, estimated kind of numbers are below, above what they got in. But we can see that the percent is up. It's 7.1% up. So that's one of the anomalies that I realized today. So I'm going to be closely watching the Oracle. The other two are my usual suspects, right? The first one is AMD. I'm going to just change to that screen. And in a minute, I'm going to explain what you're seeing on the screen and how do I actually decide my kind of trades, okay? And then AMD is actually a better example. So on the right, you can see from Dust Trader Pro, that's level 2 depth of market. I understand there's a question yesterday, and Mitch answered it about the imbalance of level 2. On the left part, you can see the bids. On the right side, you can see the asks. And any large order, which is actually a limit order above 5,000 shares, is being labeled in pink, so to speak, right? And in this case, we can say and see that there is an imbalance because there is a big order on the asks towards the upside, but not matching one on the bids on the downside, right? So according to the theory, right, the price should move towards the big order like a magnet, right? In the middle, In the middle, you
This is
can
good
see
stuff, guys. You guys are getting the gold this morning.
in the middle, you can see the time and sales. So basically, there's the truth of the market, right? On the right, depth of market only presents the limit orders that can be manipulated, put on, removed, kind of just to sway the price. While here on the times and sales, that's like a receipt, right? Every transaction that happens will be recorded. As you can see here, there was a transaction at 160.8 of 100 shares. You just have to multiply by 100. On the top corner, I have filtered out just to see the largest transactions at the moment, right? And we can see there was at 161.2 price, a quantity of 4,500 shares was transacted at 832.57, right? So now, on the left, there's a book map that actually combines the both, right? And as I mentioned, on the level 2, you can see only the limit orders, right? So how do we see the market orders, the aggressive players that just want to rush in, right? And that's what bookmap kind of allows you to see. Just to orient you here on the right, we have the current order book. So that's the level 2 that we can see here on Dust Trader Pro that is shown in numbers or by the color, right? The higher the peak, the larger the limit order is. And that's been then graphically represented on the bookmap on the left in the color. So the stronger the color, the larger the order, right? So all these orange ones are large limit order sitting at this price is 163, 164, right? There is a smaller order, but still large and 163.5. While the blue ones or dark ones are smaller orders by, I guess, retail players like us, right? These are all large players that can afford that much of money, okay? And now when you look at the colors, right, you can see that there is all these strong colors towards the upside, right? You can see yellow, 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 red, orange, yellow, red. And that means that this order book is heavily imbalanced towards the ask side, towards the upside. You see how there is no strong color on the lower side, on the bids. So everything below the current price that is now circled or squared into red, would be the bids, right, that were here on the left side, and everything above would be the asks that are here on the right side, okay? And now, when we zoom in, okay, we're going to just try to zoom in, we can see that there are two actually lines, right, red and green, and on the right part is a dashed line, so that's in real time, so that's present, that's currently happening, that's kind of level 1, okay? And the red is best ask, and the green is best bid, while everything to the left of this dashed line is what was in the past, so that's historical movement of the best bid and best asks, okay? And then in between, you can see these circles, right, or 3D volume dots. So these are the market orders, okay? So these are the aggressive players that just went in. And in this case, basically the sellers overpowered the buyers, right? Because the circle is red color and it's a large. So size and the color is what defines what just happened. Here we can see a small green 3D volume bubble. That means that there was a kind of a little bit stronger buyer at this place, but not that strong because the size of it is not as big as this sell. Okay, so that's kind of the basics of the bookmap. We can see the regular volume bar here below, and here is the last part that I use is the cumulative volume delta. So that actually kind of sums up how many aggressive buyers, which means market orders, were filled at one point minus the aggressive sellers, how many sell orders were filled at one point, and then you can see how the line shifts down, okay? And if it shifts down, that means the sellers are overpowering, which jives with this big red circle, so which means the seller kind of just win or won in this place, and then now it's kind of a stable, it's an imbalance, but we see another move down. So to take a trade, everything has to align for me, right? I have to have imbalance on level 2, I have to have times and sales kind of supporting the action so that the price is, for example, not dropping if I want to go long. I have to have kind of this imbalance on bookmap, and cumulative volume delta for long should be going up like it was going here, right? Now, since it dropped, I will not be taking long. So, and that's
I love it. I love it, Rocco. What you're giving there is just straight gold, right? The reason why I mentioned it is gold, guys. It's not that this one idea is gold, but how to go about it, right? I want you guys to take a moment here. For those traders that maybe right now, there's two types of traders right now. There's probably a trader right now that was listening to you, Rocco, and was like, man, I just got a little bored. And then there's another trader that was listening to you and was like, man, this is a detailed, processed approach. And that's the trader that I'm definitely calling out to right now, because you're probably like me thinking that this is exactly what you want to be looking at when you're looking into trading. I always talk about it. You want to have variables on your side. There's a reason why my swing trading does great, because a lot of times I'm going to be thinking about multiple variables into the trade decision, whether it's a go or no go, right? Those are things that you're talking about right now, that you need certain criteria to even take the trade. To even just say, yes, I can take this trade, you're having the criteria. And what is this going to do? Well, this is going to limit your trades, right? Because the number one thing that I talk about, there's an infinite amount of opportunities in the market. And what do we want to do? We want to bring that down to the high quality plays. That's what you're trying to do here, Rocco, is get to those high quality plays. Because if I just play those high quality plays, then the probability of me getting to success is higher. And that's just math, right? And I like that you take that approach, that you're thinking, how can I think about this in just terms of mathematical approaches, right? Because the truth is that's what I always say. If you can find edge, it's going to be more in keeping the mathematics in your favor. So probability, whether that be using multiple variables, whether that be using a risk to return, right? I know too many traders that just tell me, oh, well, I was trying to make this much and trying to risk this much, but then on a next trade, they're risking double that amount. That doesn't make sense, right? Because then if we take that type of approach, we're never going to have the math on our side, right? And so things like this are going to really benefit you in the long run as a trader. For swing trading, I tried taking 4 different variables in the approach. The story, it could just be what retail likes right now, like AI. And then I'll start looking into plays in AI and then work backwards. Okay, so what do the fundamentals say about this company? What do the technicals say? And then how's the overall market looking today? Because if the overall market's telling me that it's dumping, well, then I need to dump it too, right? And so things like this are very important, guys. You guys can definitely learn from Rocco's approach. Let's get to the market here, guys. Let's take a look at some of the smaller names. We're almost to the bell here. It's 9:24, guys. I'm ready to take some big swings today, guys. I want to keep taking some swings, so we'll come after it. I got no problem, guys. I'm setting up here the competition accounts, which are with the C. The E is the swing trade account, and then that other one you'll see is the day trade account, which I got to get after it too on the day trade side of things. I know my eval, the date is coming down. I'm still in the green on that day trading eval, but I haven't made it to the target profit, right? And so with that being said, eventually just going to have to start taking some swings on that to see what happens, right? I think that's what you need to do, and just keep trading it, right? But it's still in the green, and that's the important part. I always think you survive first, and then we get to the thriving stage. Catching up with the guys in the chat. What's going on, guys? I know that you guys are talking long-term stocks. We can talk about long-term stocks, but we're here to trade right now. We'll talk about those a little bit later today. And Rocco, I'm getting a little bit of some background noise. I don't know if you have me open on another stream, but if you can, just kind of minimize that one. If not, don't worry about it. It could just be kind of when you're down. If you want, you can mute and unmute. That can work too. All right, let's keep going, guys. I see Peggy showing up. That's one that was recently kind of giving me a little bit of an alert. Oh, looks like a split. These are interesting. Split right here. This is a 1-for-15 split there on Peggy. This stock had made a move before and was kind of ripping. So just be careful out there. Of course, with a split, it could get a move up and then followed by another move down. There's been a lot of the stock split, but this one's a reverse stock split for 1-15. We'll see what happens with this one. Definitely something to watch, right? All right, guys, looking for some smaller names. Throw up some stocks in the chat, guys. I did see this WHLR yesterday starting to make a move, and it's already at $3. I was watching it at $2, and then it started going to the $2.50 spot. Towards the end of the day at $3, it just took off there towards almost $3. So we'll see what happens. This is a real estate company. You don't see this jump often. So that's one thing I'll keep a watch. This is WHLR. Looking around to some other names. Of course, DSY was one that we were trading earlier in the week. It just had a morning pop and then now coming right back down. We'll see if it can get another lift. Right now, I'm not seeing too much, but definitely something to keep an eye out. Of course, GME is going to be in play. Yesterday, I was probably one of the few traders that shorted GME and still made money, right? It was green on the day, all day, but I somehow was able to do that. What does that mean? I was able to run a short time frame breakdown, really quickly take my profits and get out of the trade, not fight the trend. And I think that was an important thing. And it was a lot on this first drop here, right here, where we started kind of dropping down towards the 27s at like 3 o'clock. And what I did was I quickly profited on that and just got out. I think that's the important thing here, guys, with GME. It's kind of hard to hold trades for long term. I think if you're in the green, sometimes you just got to take some off and then look to see if you can get that nice run. What's up out there, Kevin? Boogie Woogie in the house. Peaceful burst. Shorted GME and got out too. Hey, with peaceful vibes, right? With peaceful vibes. You got to take it, man. It's good to see you guys out there. Future day trade. Is this your first one? Which one are you talking about? Future day trade. Tell me about what you're talking about. I didn't catch the complete topic there. Square might be a good swing. Okay, let's take a look at Square. Square with a nice little move up today, starting to turn things around. I like the long-term kind of pattern there that you got there. You kind of have like a weekly inverse head and shoulders pattern trying to build here. Now you just need to kind of see a nice volume accumulation for the big boys, right? I want to see some big boys step up into this area where you probably had some buying in the past. So let's see if we can get the volume to kind of follow that, right? You see a declining volume right now. I want to see increasing volume, and I want to start seeing how this looks here. So historical RSI turnaround for Square is closer down towards the 20s. So I'd be looking for one more dip down, kind of a little shakedown on the RSI where you get an attempt to move down toward the 20 and then a move back higher. That's just me. I'm just using the historical RSI as a reference point. All right, let's keep going, guys. What are the ones you guys are seeing? Any small names? Oh, the eValve account. Yeah, this is the first one on the day trading side. And I'll let you guys know throughout the way. You're always here, future day trades. So stick around, guys. I'm always going to be talking to you guys about that. So you guys out there that are doing the competition, you guys could be watching this daily with the evaluation accounts and joining me on that battle. I know you guys want to go ahead and join the eValves and battle with me. So stick around, guys. Next week, I'll be back to the evaluation accounts, focusing on the day trading and especially the swing trading side of things. I'm going to be gunning after it. And swing trades are where it's at, man. All right, guys, here we go, guys. It's 9:30. Let's get after it. You guys know where you're at. It's Trade the Pool. It's time. It's time, trader. It's time, traders. The market's open and it's time to get after it. I hope that you guys have a great trading day. I know I'll be looking at the market here, and I got some scanners here for you guys today. What do you guys like here? So volume leader I have right here. I will be watching this, but definitely change from the open is one thing I focus on. I'll be watching at that. I got PSG, GCTK, UHG showing up there. And then we got opening range momentum here. This is going to be an interesting pattern that will show us kind of 15-minute opening ranges, breaking that. That's something to watch. And explosive winners right here also. So let's keep an eye out. Let's see what we can come up with today. Nike giving me a little bit of an alert on the kind of the action here. So I've been waiting to see if Nike wants to do that gap fill up to the upside. We'll see if we can get Nike to get moving today. See what happens, guys. Affirm now up there to 36.95. Let's go Affirm. And what I like about this is not on the competition account. This is on the swing trading side of things. All I got to say is starting the day with a little bit of a money bag. Let's just keep walking this money bag because it's just going higher, man. 37 now. This is what I like about swing trade, guys, because the truth is I'm in a position where I can sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. I always say, let the market work for you, not you work for the market, right? Let it do its thing. Now we're letting it do its thing. It's up there, $90, guys. When we get up about 100, I might take another half off just to pay myself along the way. This is what I like to do, just piece it out and expand the wins. All right, let's keep going after it, guys. If you guys see any trade out there that you guys want to talk about, feel free to bring it up in the chat. Pickers, moving, anything you guys got, I'll take a look at it. And Rocco, if you have any trade out there, you see anything, let me know. We'll also take a look.
For sure. I usually don't trade first 5 minutes. Wait.
No, that's a smart move. That's a smart move, man. Stay to the rules, right? I mean, we all want to stay to our rules. There's a firm, guys. A firm is just pushing. Just says, I want to push. All right, let's see if we get one more rip through that 37.25, and then I can take a little bit more off. Just trying to pay myself on the swing trade side of things and just keep riding up the wave. All right, a firm. See if we can break that 37 high right now. 37.30s. All right, I'm going to pay myself here. All right, closing down some orders here. Let's get that ready to go here. Sell, we're going to sell. Let's sell 8 shares there. We're at the 20s there. Can we break through?
Oracle is nicely following the
Let's
rules.
go. Come on. There we go. Get it there. All right, let's go. Come on. There it is. Boom. Just sold half of that, guys. Take that $56 off the table, and now I can just let it work, right? I still have the break-even stop down at 30, guys. So I have it set just slightly above in the green, maybe like $1 in the green, just so I don't even have to watch this anymore, guys. I can just let this continue to work. Look where I'm at on the daily chart. Down here, guys. Look where it's at. Resistance. I could sell it all here at the resistance, but I think we could even make it up to the next resistance, which is 40. That's going to be probably the all out, and then I'll just celebrate the win. Not a bad one on a firm. All right, looking around, guys, now starting to really start taking a look at some of these smaller names. Let's go take a look at some of these. Let's get after it on the competition side of things now that I've secured some profits in my eval swing. XTIA showing up here, and that one's interesting. This looks like a nice cup and handle pattern. So you guys see the cup. Now I need the handle, which is a 63 pullback and then a push back to the 70s. Doesn't look too bad because this is a smaller name that could really get the push. Let's see what happens here. See if I can get the 63 pullback look. Don't want to jump to the 67. I would need that 63s there. DSY getting a little bit of a push also. Back to the 355s. We'll see if this one can get moving today. Woof. Capital markets, $4 stock. Definitely getting a nice little push there through the $4. This one actually not looking too bad. The daily chart with a nice breakout look here. And there's a resistance right above that we're just starting to get above, which is the $4. So I'd be looking for maybe $4 pullbacks. We'll see what happens there. Not a bad one there on the woof. Woof, woof. Speaking of woof. Ow! I see someone out there. Let's go ahead. Sound the alarm. You guys know my man, Tim in the house. Let me get him on here. I think I have a 4 set up here. I got to adjust it here. But, hey, what's up out there, Tim? How we doing?
Hey, doing great this morning. So everyone on the Discord's real excited. We're just setting up for... Actually, no, we're already into an exciting day. So,
hey, love to see it. Love to see it. Let's get after it, traders. Let's see what we can come up with.
Hi, Tim. How are you?
What somebody on our chat was saying, on the Discord was saying, let me give credit. This is one of only, I believe, 13 times ever that you may have mentioned this before, but maybe one of only 13 times. Yeah, this is from Matthew. CPI report in the Fed's policy meeting fell on the same day only 13 times since 2008.
There you go. Interesting statistic there. There's Wolf with a $4 pullback. We'll look to see if this can get back above the 4. Maybe make a little bit of a run in the Wolf. Ow! Man, that Affirm trade, not a bad one there. All right, MDIA also showing up on the scanners. This is a $2 stock. Now getting a little bit of a push there. Broadcasting TV, DDC showing up there also. These are some small pennies names moving today. Definitely seeing that action out there. PASG, Passage Bio. See what happens. Open showing up there. That's an interesting one to see. Real estate, of course. This is going to be moving with Zillow. Zillow is actually having a decent day already. So these are two that I trade hand in hand. Relationships, man. It's so important to know them. All right, let's see what else is out there. Traders, what are you guys looking at? GME, Disney. Okay. Koru.
Looking right now to see all the excitement of what's the CPI and FOMC day, making sure I don't lose track of my sector. So I'm building my pharma watch list.
There you go.
Now. So diving in there. GME though, that's one that's funny because there's we've got that shareholder meeting tomorrow, I believe. And Roaring Kitty dropping hints about that one. So what a week, guys.
Yeah, what a week indeed, guys. I think what we might have is a little bit of a tough day out the gates here. I'm looking around. I'm seeing the SPY kind of just chop around. Of course, this is going to be because what's going to happen with the FOMC later today. Apple with a big breakout, though, man. What a shake on Apple, man. I was looking for the 200 break, but boy, did I not consider it yesterday after the shakedown on the AI news. And look at it now, 210, 211, right? So it wasn't a bad outlook to see this go back to 200. It just seemed like it wanted 200. And when big money wants this, man, they want it and they got it here. That's what it seems like to me. So the cycle's already started. So what I'd be looking for is what other name in the kind of the semiconductors can really start to get moving. So I'll be watching for names like that, like something that can actually wake up here with Apple's move. Nvidia, I think, will actually maybe potentially kind of turn as Apple continues to drive higher, but Nvidia is still driving higher today. I'm not messing with that bad boy today. Definitely seeing the strength in out there right now, especially in tech. All right, there was that 63 pullback for XTIA there. So I got the opportunity to get after it. I didn't grab it here, but I might take a little shot here. Try to get this to come to the $1 spot today. All right, let's see if we can.
I did have a swing on that one. So fortunately, there's a little technical
XTIA.
No, on Nvidia actually.
Okay.
Last night, but unfortunately, I had a little glitch on that one. So the support desk as always is wonderful. They're working for me on that, but just for purposes of like nailing the direction, I'm excited. ARM is doing nicely today too, though.
Yeah, so I missed my entry there on XTIA. It's going up to 70s. We'll see if this can rocket up here and take the next level up. I could see it maybe going 22 cents from here, maybe towards the 80s. But this is a smaller play there. Now starting to make the move. And it was the cup and handle, right? I mean, the cup was right here. The handle looked towards the 63s. Now can get going here. I wouldn't want it to break the 9 EMA now, which is that light blue line. You could hold towards the VWAP. That's the way I look at it. We'll see if it really starts to get rocketing. Tcon. Don't know this one. Biotech's out there moving, man. Wouldn't you know it? All right, looking around, team. What are you guys seeing out there? Let me know if you guys see a big move. Want to talk about it? We'll definitely take a look. Rocket making a move. Yeah, the real estate companies. Look at Rocket. She doesn't look too bad on the day.
Did you pull up ARM again today? Because that just hit 150. So
there you go. That could be one that could really kind of push, right? I mean, it's been on a nice trend. Apple getting that good push. That's not a bad one to watch. And also Taiwan Semiconductor yesterday took a little bit of a hit. I think a lot of that was more based on what was going on in kind of outside of this. It was just like a sell-off of TSM and a buy of Apple. But look at TSM this morning. It's getting a nice little push. Could keep pushing here. It's been kind of on a breakout of its own, right? I mean, look at that. This is the China worry kind of going away, that invading Taiwan worry. Big money said, you know what? I don't think it's going to happen. Let's go take it. And look at the volume bar that happened. This is what I like to see. If you're looking for a change of trend, that kind of volume coming in. I know we were talking some long-term chat. Well, there you guys have it. There's some long-term right there. TSM. looking really strong. All right, looking around, guys, DDC, a chart that's showing up there, $1 rocket here. It got up there. I think it's already halted once or twice here. It's at the 115 spot. So definitely seeing that make a nice move. Woof. Woof. $4 spot held there. Let's see if it takes another run here. Could go for a little bit of a scalp outlook here on Wolf. Problem with Wolf is that the daily levels, I like, where's the next level here for it? Next level isn't towards like 442s. So there's some resistance here that we're running into. That's where I'm a little bit concerned. All right, looking around, guys, there. Success taking a big hit there. So that's downside action. Uber gap today. We'll take a look there. There's a little bit of a VWAP pullback on Uber. Look to see if this can really start changing trends here. It doesn't look too bad on the weekly. Nice little pullback, but running into some resistance here in the 72s, which was prior support. And VTS. Another smaller name that I'm getting a little bit of a move on. This one doesn't look too bad. Just pushed through the $5 spot. Definitely a smaller name, but resistance up there towards 556, 540s. Like that pullback. If it can pull back here towards like the 497 spot. 497 spot towards like this 490 spot. I like the pullback here in this NVTS. Let's get this ready to go here. Let's see if I can get it on the pullback. I don't want to jump up here at 5 because then I can get that quick pullback and then just get caught. I will be taking some swings though today, guys. I'll probably be going bigger sizing and trying to take some quick profits and then working to get some of that off.
Man, I tell you, in this environment though, the swing is it's challenging. I tell you, the besides the Nvidia, the ARM, I was scared to try that one overnight. I mean, I believed in it. I still think it's got a lot of upside. I even had call options. You know, I like to take the well, aspirationally, I'm working on my eval, but I like to take the profits, put it into options and stuff. But I just a couple shares in my personal, nothing on anything else because it's too right around these FOMC things. I've been surprised too many times, but
yeah, solar is looking interesting for me today, guys. This SPWR, I see First Solar was on my playbook watch, guys, and I do want to give you guys insight. We will be putting out some great posts moving forward on our Twitter. So if you're not following our Twitter, what are you waiting for, guys? Stay tuned. I'm going to be putting out more and more plays. First Solar was on that playbook this morning. And the big thing is solar. It's just been kind of making this nice move. Look at First Solar just kind of sneaking on up and not really telling anybody, but you can see it in ENPH now today. Nice little prop there. So you can look into some solar names to see what happens there.
Now, when are you looking at entering those swings? You waiting till after the FOMC or just doing that at the close or what? What are you thinking?
For swings today, I would definitely respect the FOMC. So unless I'm trying to call hourly pullbacks, Tim, maybe like if I set like some limits that I'm like, okay, if we get a quick dip and I could get filled there, I could risk off of this level. Maybe I can do that, Tim. Maybe I can do that approach. But those approaches are guesses, right? Where the level could go to. You don't really know where the algos are going to drive it to. So that's why I talked about earlier, Tim, about the stops, right? Rocco, how you seeing the market, my friend? Anything you're at least seeing looking strong? What are you seeing out there?
All good, all good. So I'm kind of in Oracle because there is some imbalance.
There you go.
Oracle.
Imbalance, is it imbalance to the buy side or the sell side?
To the buy side, so we'll see.
Okay.
So how it goes. It has a little pullback, so we'll see if the VWAP will be the support. If it goes below the VWAP, I'll sell. If it holds the VWAP, I'll hold. So that's my current focus. I cannot focus on too many at once.
No, I like that. That's fine, man. No worries. I'd leave that up to me. I'll spin my head around for everybody out there. Yeah, no, I'm looking at this ASP2 coming down. That was a hot stock yesterday. Now really starting to pull right back. A lot of these stocks on day two, man, they start to fail. So I'm looking at some of those. Pack B getting a nice little push there towards the 213. Keep your eyes out there, guys. Wolf with another pullback to 4 here. This is the shot that I could take off a Wolf to be right off this kind of 395 level. Wolfy Wolf. Then what was the other one that I was looking at? There's one more that I was liking for the turn. Look. SunPower pulling back to the 380 spot. Can this get to 4 today? See it. A little bit of not the biggest moves right out the gates here. GME pulling back to the VWAP, so that's a potential move there. Let's get into 945. We should see a little bit of a shake here. We'll see what happens. Definitely a little bit of a slower day.
We got a few moves. So my bark is still pushing there. It's up to 160 now. That's yesterday's peak close there, and or yesterday's closing high. And then we got a few in the biopharm space. So this Mullen Molecular Partners announced their debut of their therapy can. It looks like a radiation therapy. I'm not sure.
So sorry to interrupt. Look, a nice bounce from VWAP on Oracle.
There you go. I'll show you that. There you go. I hear that clack clack.
Bloop. I love that.
Bloop,
that
bloop,
little sound.
bloop, 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 bloop. Nothing like the bubbles, baby.
Here it is.
Hey, nice little VWAP move there on Oracle. I like that one. That's not a bad one at all. You can see it, the pullback really quickly, right back up. Like kind of a little, but I look for on those little quick fills, right? Where you just know that you're going to put it out there.
Look at the CVD, how it, cumulative volume delta, you see how it went up? So that's in favor.
I like it. I like it.
Let's not lose everything. All right. So I guess I just demonstrated this, not staying long enough, just on a mindset, but sometimes you just have to follow the rules to exit. So I just exited out because I got scared. Life.
It's all good, man. You're live, man, and that's just a part of it. It's not easy doing this side of things. Definitely seeing a big trend today in real estate, guys. That XTIA, nice little cup and handle pattern for those smaller traders out there. Seeing Redfin up, I'm seeing Zillow up, I'm seeing a nice trend there on Open. Rocket we saw make a new high, so that's a trend there, right? That's not just something that's making a little move. Let's take a look at the sectors right quick. Technology leading the day. Technology, and what's up in technology? Well, you guys got consumer electronics, semiconductor equipments, and then solar kind of leading the action in the industries. Semiconductor is not doing bad either. Real estate behind that, and industrials in the green. In the red today, you got utilities, big pullback in utilities, communication services, and defensive still going down. Yesterday, I was able to make a good trade in Costco, but it wasn't that big of a trade. So we'll see if this starts to come right back down also today. It was a nice short, but it just wasn't the biggest trade. It was like 600. We'll see what else is going out there, but definitely that's a trend that I'm seeing. Energy pulling back a little bit. We'll see if that can start making a move. Industrials were climbing there pretty strong, and consumer electronics, of course, Apple being in there. Look at Apple go, man, 213. That's just breakout city, guys. Breakout city. So we'll see what happens there. But Apple now to 213, and with Apple making that type of move, the market isn't going to get shaked. And that's what I was seeing on the other day when the market was kind of struggling a little bit. Look at the SPY, look at the Qs just ripping here, guys. Bullish moves, probably not doing too bad there. Not doing too bad. I hope you guys are being able to nail some of those bullish moves because it doesn't look too bad out there.
Yeah,
All
wish I
right.
stayed in Oracle. Wish I stayed in Oracle. Oh my God!
Hey, it
Look at
happens
this.
to the best of us, my friend. It happens.
If you want to share, look at this on the candlesticks, how it nicely bounced
I'll show you.
from the VWAP. Look at this, like just touched and boom. Now look at this now. Ah. It's okay. I got part of it.
We've got a little meme on the Discord about anytime you see any kind of double top, you short it. So I don't know that I buy that in this case. Though I see a lot of strength. But we are getting a few questions about the account resize, about the account buying power. So some of them are still on the overnight buying power, and it's just the system as the market opens, the system goes and switches to the intraday buying power, just with all the extra competition accounts. So if you're trying to do a trade with size, just wait a few minutes. The system should open your account up to that full intraday power, guys.
There you go. Good insight coming by Tim. Of course, you guys can always see Tim in the Discord handling things. Reach out to my man. He'll definitely answer any question you guys have and help you guys best use the platform, best use Trade the Pool, and always here to support you guys. And I can't hear this guy. Which guy, Tom?
Annette and Valerie are wonderful, and we have a bunch of wonderful they're also on point for that, and we've got a few channel hosts too. So
yeah, definitely, guys. Check it out, guys. If you haven't been on our Discord already, you're missing out, guys.
And we will do some live trading for the FOMC tonight. We'll also be watching the GME shareholder meeting to see if there really is something up anyone's sleeve on that one. But yeah, we'll group trade the FOMC thing today at 2. You've got something after this stream as well, right?
Yeah. Well, we were going to go over to Benzinga, but we're not doing that after this. So we're going to hold off on that. But we're going to be here with you guys till 11. Smash the like, guys. If you guys have anything, let me know. DRCT is one that I'm watching right now that just got a little bit of a pop, but the spread is 15 cents. So that's where I get a little bit concerned. I'm not the biggest fan of spreads that wide for a stock this low. Pricing BNED is another one that I'm watching right now. This is Barnes & Noble Education. Holy crap, I didn't even know this stock existed. Well, when you do a 1 for 100, that might be why I didn't know. Look at that, man. 1 for 100, man. What you got for me, Rocco?
Yeah, I think you were sharing my screen, and it's a nice opportunity to see. You see this big limit order that was here? So it was hit by aggressive buyers. You see this 1, 2, 3. But the price is not moving up, right? Even though you have such a huge amount of aggressive buyers at this level. So we'll see what happens, right? And these numbers here, they're indicating number of orders that are fulfilled, but not on the market, kind of indicating that iceberg orders are kind of hidden orders that we cannot see. See these numbers here? They have this strength indicator okay, it's going through. So let's see how it will hold above 139. Because there's another big order.
That one too that does the like iceberg NQ sell, right? Isn't that the one that does those kind of alerts?
Sorry, Tim, I didn't hear you. It's a little bit low volume.
No, I was just saying you've got Bookmap up. Isn't that the one that's always got those the voice alerts like iceberg NQ sell and that kind of thing?
Well, they have this iceberg and stops. They have icebergs and stops for the futures, so not for the stock. So you have to kind of use the strength indicator. But look at this. Oh, man. What a bounce from that VWAP. Look, okay, now it's rejecting this. You see how it was high here rejected? So that's obviously a seller there in that level that we don't see. So that's a clear iceberg, right? You don't see the strong order, but it was rejected so badly. So that's obviously a strong seller there. So, twice. See, first time and second time. So now we'll see if the 9 EMA that's here in orange will support it, but this is a nice run. Look at this, from 137 to 139, $2. All right. What is actually still in favor is a little bit that this cumulative volume delta is going up, so there is more buyers than sellers, even though the price was going down. So this is suggesting that it's just a pullback, but we'll see what happens. You see how the cumulative volume delta is going just up, suggesting that there are buyers dominating the moment in the market for the Oracle. I don't see anything on level 2, no imbalance, so that's kind of going against the theory to go in. We see, so there was a high order filled at 138.69 and 138.55. So we'll see if it stays above 138.55.69 zone. That supports the idea that will go long again, which is currently going now. Long, we can see some imbalance here at 139 that will attract the price, but we'll see if it can pierce. And that was the same level before. And as we can see here, it was first resistance. You see how it hit first time around and it bounced. Second time resistance, third time, and then pierced through. And now it's kind of to see who is going to win and take over, possibly sellers or buyers. But there is also at 138.50 some exhaustion of sellers. So how do you see the exhaustion? You can see the green, which is the best bid, and you don't see any red dot on it. That means there was no seller willing to go this low. Right? So here is an example. Here you see there was one seller that was willing to go here, but not as low as 138.70, and that's exhaustion. And if you cannot sell, the price cannot go down, right? Inability to sell stops the price going down. Inability to buy stops the price going up. And you can see here when it reversed, right? You can see how exhaustion of buyers happened here. You see the big buyers here, but as we approach the stop level, they were gone from the red line. So that's another indication that there were no buyers willing to pay as high as that level. All right.
Let's take a look into the competition, see who's up big today, guys. I'm seeing the biggest trade out on a stock, BNED, guys. So this is a long. It's not doing too bad, guys. Let's just say that much. So BNED. Definitely gonna have to take a look into this, man. What a trade! I think there's some glitch on this one though. Need to make sure about this one. We'll check out that one. Let me keep moving. DSY short out there, definitely one that is interesting. That's a big move. Can see BMR short, so there's a lot going on out there with some smaller names. The WHLR, the stock that we talked about this morning. Not doing too bad, starting to come down. So some short action out there. Oracle long though, not doing a bad position here. So 136.20, it's at 139. Not doing too bad on that Oracle trade. And so the top trade right now is about a 21,000 trade, but overall doing pretty well right now, guys. Overall projection is still 63,052. But there's some people in the 10,000, so got to start taking some swings, right? If I want to win the competition, I'm going to take one, guys. I just wanted to give you guys an update. Like always, smash the like if you guys enjoying the show. There's AMC starting to make a little bit of a move there. GME is the one that I was watching off this 30 spot. I was thinking about the 30 spot right here. I didn't take the trade, but definitely kind of keeping an eye on it right now. And you can see it starting to jump there. It's holding that little downside turn to this 29.70s. Let's see if it starts to make a run towards 31.75 here.
And for those swings, just do mind the on the competition account, just do mind that liquidation we have at the end of the day. And you can just go ahead and re-enter those if you want to reestablish your position after that. So let's see. So I got a question in the chat there. Yeah, so somebody knows my trades there. Nolly, am I in ENVX? Not today, not yet. It did pop up nice today, and I'm looking at that here. So yeah, that's up to 1368.69 and counting. Yeah, I'm not necessarily chasing these. A lot of these feel weak. So a lot of names I like. For example, BHC is up. Rumble is up. Innovix is up. So a lot of those small caps I like, with the exception of Bark, which I am biased on, but I think that one is still pushing, or it was a minute ago. I don't know. I'm just seeing what looks like a little bit of a bear pennant going on there. On whoa, that was a there was a wick down on Bark. I'm not sure what happened there, but Yeah, this is just on Enovex. This is looking a little bit twitchy to me. What do you guys think?
ENVX. I'll take a look there. I mean, it's
Turn
not a bad little setup there. I definitely can see that bottoming action right underneath the VWAP. So now that you recover VWAP, I just wanted to hold that VWAP pullback, which is the 356, and you went to kind of 372. Now I'd look for that 356 to hold on pullbacks. Keep that higher low, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. So that's the pattern I'd be watching for.
How big of a move are you looking for, Tim? There is a imbalance, but it's starting at $14 so, for ENVX.
Well, I'll be honest. So I'm. This is a question for. Yep, too extended for me. Yeah, this is from Nolly72 in the looks like YouTube chat, and yeah, to be honest, I haven't really entered anything. I did try. Looks like my account hadn't quite resized itself at the time, so I tried a little Apple short just reflexively. But other than that, I haven't actually entered any trades this morning yet, just because I'm waiting to see kind of things shake out. But yeah, ENVX.
Yeah, if you share the screen, I can.
Yeah, I got you. By all means, all you gotta do is ask for it. I got you, Rocco. You're up, my friend.
ENVX, so there is some balance in it, right? You see big orders on the ask side and big orders on the bid side. And the price range where it is now, it kind of looks pretty balanced. However, if it starts approaching the 14, you can see this, look at this. Big ask, big ask, big ask, big ask. So if it kind of starts approaching that area, it's gonna go high, according to the probability, right? Of course, nothing is 100%. All right.
I'm looking to see if there's any news. It looks like we got an analyst maintain. Nothing super exciting there, but yeah, I mean, if it pushes above this 78 fib here, the extension off of the overnight low, I could see. I'll probably do a buy here just to get the ball rolling here. I'll use this. What's the upper? So it's a rising wedge that it popped up out of. So it is risky, and I'm going to use just the upper. It'll end up being like the midline of that channel that I'll use as sort of a stop tips. Yeah, for competition, that's a worthy.
Yeah, that's a weird ass there, Bullseye. I can take a little bit of time towards your question. And don't worry, I don't ever ignore you guys in the chat. It's just more, I'm also trying to make a trade myself. But if you're having some issues with the challenge account, one thing to keep in mind, Bullseye, of course, we want to make it as fair to everyone as possible. Will there be sometimes some issues? Maybe you could be running into some issues. But at the end of the day, the majority of the competition has been running pretty smooth. So I would reach out to our help team, of course. And remember, this is a free competition. You're not going to lose money yourself if you're having some issues. So don't go crazy. Realize what this really is all about. It's about testing your skills and looking into Trade the Pool as a great opportunity that you can be looking into the eValves account to really get the accounts going, right? Those are what's going to actually change your life. This competition really shouldn't. So just try to learn through the process of how the platform works. And if you're still having issues, of course, reach out to us. We're always here to help you guys.
Yep. And I can tell you, like, just complete transparency, like I'm in my competition account right now. My eval account is blocked. I had a little glitch last night. And I was in NVIDIA long. So I'm in the same boat with you guys here. We're all doing that. We're eating the dog food. So yeah, sometimes there are some glitches there, but every time I've encountered that, I have seen them kind of go above and beyond to take care of that. And that's, other people have reported that as well. Now, one thing that's worth talking about, I don't know that circumstance here of when that happened, but one thing to watch out for, a lot of times right around 8 o'clock and 8:30 a.m., we do have kind of a lot of wicks. Some of those are late prints. Some of those are just spikes. It's like the different Forex markets open and close, things like that. So, those, a lot of times, if you have a full data feed from outside, you will see those come across the tape. There are things you can do to filter those out, but that's not coming from within Trade the Pool. So I'm not quite sure what happened last night, so occasionally there are little things like that. But okay, yep, bullseye. And yeah, sometimes other things do happen. I just want to take that moment to let people know. A lot of times, if you're swinging or if you're trading in that pre-market, it does make sense to allow some extra size, or allow not quite as much size as you might do, just because you do often get those wide wicks right around that time.
SMMT, guys, is giving me an alert. This is one that I've been looking for, guys. So I want to keep an eye out on this one. Start seeing to see if this one can get moving. This is a longer term type of trade here that I've been watching on. So I do want to alert that as I get the alert here on SMMT. Keeping an eye on this one. Can it get to 8? The daily chart just hanging around, right? And these are the types of ones that I'll keep an eye on. I know biotechs, Tim. What do you think about SMMT?
That's
Summit Therapeutics.
That Summit, right?
Yeah, that's Summit. Exactly that one.
Let's see, I was just looking over
I like the hourly, how it's just been going sideways here near that $8 spot. I think that $8 could spark a little bit of a run. So I might take a shot on this, guys, just off the 770s and just let it try to see what happens here.
Yep.
Been waiting for it. So
little service I have here, the Biopharm Catalyst, and let's see what we have here. Let's see if there's any kind of
anything coming soon. And looking around, guys, seeing DRCT as another opportunity that I could go after. So I'm keeping an eye on maybe a $4 recovery on this one. So those are the ones I'm looking at. MDIA here for kind of a cup and handle off the $2 spot. I'm looking at that one. So there's a couple out there that we can definitely kind of keep an eye on for.
And a couple other interesting ones. So MOLN, that one had a really big pop. That was just off of one of those, I believe that was, that was that therapy candidate. That one is too low a volume. It's still only 25K volume. But there's a couple other ones. So let's see, AFMD. They've got a 17% pop, and that is from just basically beating their earnings estimate. They still had some losses, but they beat those. And then there's two tickers, RARE, R-A-R-E, and MREO. So RARE is still just under that 200K threshold, but that's interesting. And MREO, I think they're the ones they're working with. They have a trial. It looks like it reduces incidence of fractures. OI, so that's, what is that? Osteogenesis imperfecta. So yeah, if you're born with fragile bones, they've got something they're working on for you, and really positive results. But that push looks extended, so they're right up to $4 heavy volume. I don't know. What do you see on that one? MREO.
Yeah, I see a trend here in all biotechs, and that's one thing that I'm noticing. Biotechs and diagnostic stocks, some gene therapeutics ones were hot lately. CSPR. CRISPR, right? So I look at ARKK a lot for these genomic plays. Of course, Kathy is going to do better research than I am. So I just want to take a look at these. Not that I really just long off of these, but I take a look at this, like RXRX hot right now. And this one has a tendency of moving fast when it starts to move. So I kind of pay attention to seeing what's moving there, especially in her kind of names, right? So CRISPR started getting a nice move yesterday. So keeping an eye on some of these biotechs for sure. That's why I kind of like this SMMT today.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. It looks like they recently were really shouting out that they had amazing results against that small cell lung cancer. And then on the
all right, guys, let's take a little bit of a shot here. All right, long there, SMMT, guys, taking a big boy, 5,000
cancer, they're fighting
shares.
cancer. That's enough for me.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah. They did just expand their licensing territories on the 3rd, so that's cool. You know, Kathy, one thing she missed though, and I was in, I'm gonna brag a moment, is Bio-Nano-Genomics. I don't know if you were in that one or you watched it, but that was a fun one. I'm gonna check in on them because it's been
SMMT looking good there.
Yeah. I'm looking for like just a quick pop to 5 to 8. Like a nice quick pop to 8 could be that quick little move here. So let's see if it just gets that hot move here.
It says that 810 has a big large order.
There you go. That could be that type of move that I'm looking at here, guys. 772 is really kind of where I'm risking off of, that kind of lower here. So I'm okay with a pullback into this area, but I wouldn't want it to break kind of this trend line that we just started to hold above. Wanted to take out this high of 805 and all of a sudden just start pushing there back into the 810 range. And then you look at the hourly resistance is up there towards the 825, 850s. So that would be a big win for me. I'm taking a little bit of a shot here on a stock that I've been watching for a while. It's not like it's my first day watching this one.
So Mitch, do you have like some stocks that you really know, so to speak, how they behave?
How they behave? I mean, what I do with those is that there's some stocks that follow a pattern consistently. So you want to be trying to find those names that you can just kind of repeat. So let's take in a firm, for instance, here. So you can see here at the tendency of just right now doing these kind of 15-minute pullbacks to the support and then a move back towards the upside. Things like that I want to kind of find. I want to find repeated patterns on the chart, zooming back. And that's definitely going to help us. Here's SMMT, guys. There we go, guys. Little move into the 795s, up about 400 now, guys. Let's see if it gets to going here. I'm taking my shot, guys. That's what it's all about, right? So we'll see what happens here. Can it get moving? Let's see if it can get through the 8s. That's the real important spot now. Now, if I wanted to, I could put a stop right at my entry and just be like break even, or it just rips. That could be one way to approach it. And for a competition account, that's not a bad way to approach it. But this is always about learning, right? This is what it's about. Normally, I'm not going 5,000 shares right off the start, right? So 785 here, just looking for the 8 pop. If I can get that 8 pop, I'm going to sell some, try to take some profit, and look to add those shares right back on pullbacks. So try to take some profits because I'm going to get the 1-minute close here. So my position will be able to take some profit, looking for the pop above 8, take some off, then look to add that back.
I did just check in on. Go ahead.
What you got?
Yeah, so I did just check in on BNGO. It's been a little while since I looked at that name. It's back below $1, and it looks like it's doing that same action. End of day yesterday and today, same thing you were saying, because there's that little that push up and the rejection. ENVX. Well, so much for that trade. Yeah, one other one. Were you looking at RNA? Did you look at that ticker yet? So they have their they had positive results on muscular dystrophy treatment.
Nice.
They look like they're still pushing hard. So
the biotechs, man, all around, man. How's Lilly doing today? They had an FDA kind of push for their Alzheimer's. Man, I still to this day I'm going to kick myself, man. Lilly was one that I wanted back at 330s. Look where 330s is, guys. It's down here. And the worst part is I bought 330s, and then when it went down to 320s, I got out because I was, respecting my swing rules, and then it came back up through that same level. I didn't take the trade again, and this thing went just 167%, 550 points after that. You know what I mean? So those are the long-term trades, guys, and that's why I like the swings, because if you take a swing on certain ones like this, you can just let them ride. And that's what I like about it. So that's why I'm doing with a firm right now. It's doing so well, I don't even have to pay attention to it anymore today. And it's just working for me.
Trader Life, yeah, I jumped into that one as well. I jumped in at the high, but that is looking strong to me. And I will wait to scale in more if needed. Yeah, it's looking good. But yeah, isn't that always the way, Mitch, right? Like, I feel like sometimes with the rules, it's like, oh, of course, go figure. I followed my rule, and so I'm missing out. But, it's all about the averages long term. Like, you want, and you can charge. I'm one of those nuts that does TA on my own P&L, right? and it's about getting a consistent run long term. You know, you want something that
Yeah,
performs
100%, Tim. What I've noticed is just how can you control the down waves? How can you control those down waves? Get back to those up waves in your equity. If your strategy is a real processed approach, what I've seen is that you just need to limit the downside roller coaster ride. We all go through it. I don't care who you are as a trader. You're going to have those roller coaster downs in your equity. What I usually do, I just start sizing down. If I start noticing I'm falling off, just size down, size down, size down. Get confidence back that you're starting to see winners in your statistics. Then when you start to see that wave that's starting to go up, you got to ride those waves and expand the wins. Like on a firm, 7 shares riding it right now. Trust me, it's 7 shares. At this point, it's nothing. But I'm riding the wave, trying to expand the win, right? Earlier today, I took 56 off with 8 shares. You know, 1 share less, and I'm almost at the same entry price, right? So it's just trying to continue to ride the wave. Still important, team. All right, Summit here at 790 is going to look for it not to get to the VWAP. I wanted to just get a buy on 790s and go through 8s. So what I can do here is there's 2 approaches. I can just add here at the 790s, or I can look for the add on the break also at 8 and sell immediately. We'll see what happens here, guys. I'm just going to take a look here into the book, seeing what I'm seeing. I know Rocco's probably seen the tape too. And I love how Rocco has the tape right there, the time and sales. You said it true earlier in the show. That's like the real, that's the tape going through, right? The orders on the level 2, those are a whole nother ball game. They can get manipulated. I know that a lot of people say that spoofing is illegal, but the truth is that spoofing happens every single day, right? I don't care what you tell me, guys. I'm always going to give it to you guys straight here, right here on Trade the Pool. You guys are going to get it the real way. Whether, you take advantage of that and use systematic approaches, that's up to you guys. But I can just tell you guys, I'll always tell you guys how I see it.
And I'm excited to share. It looks like they did get my actual eval account unlocked. So
nice.
So that's good. And that's another case, like, again, just full honesty, right? Like, so I'm a little frustrated that NVIDIA thing, right? That pop. And I can maybe ask if there's something that can be done about that trade. But for right now, what I need to do, take a deep breath, let that go, focus on what is in front of me. Because
100%.
Whether it's a technical issue, whether it's just your rules biting you, whether you slept through it, whatever it is, it's about what's in the moment now. It's not about what happened yesterday. It's not about coulda, woulda, shoulda. You want to do that. And one thing I'm doing right now is I am jumping in Target, TGT. Now, I got beat up on this one yesterday, but I think that could be some nice bottoming action there. I probably will not hold this through FOMC, or I will at least trim it down. But that's looking strong to me, guys. So it already hit 148 in the pre-market, which was the opening high yesterday, and we'll see where it can go to.
All right, SMMT coming back to the VWAP. We'll see if it takes that next step up through the 790s into the 8s. That's what I'm looking for, guys.
RNA did pull back a little bit, but still holding right at 38 for now.
MDIA is one that I'm looking at, guys. That's been holding the pullbacks. We'll look to see if it takes the next step up there. GME, let's go back to it. It's holding 30, just did a decline to the 2950s. I think it could get hot here too, so I'm keeping an eye on it. It needs to kind of hold the 30 spot now, so I'd like to see it went above 30s, now test 30 on a downside turn, and then just take off. That's at 30.02 right now, kind of building up right here on the 30 spot. Maybe it tests one more time and then really kind of gets that motor going. That's what I'm looking for. Let's see if the MACD gives us that cross right here. See how the 5-minute has come back. Now trying to cross back through that 0 line, which could be a bullish move. We'll see what happens here. Can barely hear Tim. I can turn him up. I can turn him up.
Me.
There you go. Look, watch this. How's that for you? Let me know if you can hear him, Tom. We hear you in the chat.
We see you. We hear you.
Always. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
What's going on with NVIDIA? What is going on with NVIDIA? I don't know. That's an exciting one.
NVIDIA is pushing, man. It's I mean, Apple's still at 215 now, guys. So I mean, that's the way I view it. It's just a cube breakout. It's like, well, you thought we were gonna break down. Well, there you guys have it. Now we'll break down today. SPY. Let's see what's leading here. EFX. So some builders resource out there. Apple, Oracle. Oracle's starting to slow down a little bit there. We'll see what happens on that one. But
and man, this is
big day.
Yeah, this is great. NVIDIA is pushing. I got to talk to, shout out to Brenda. She's this lovely woman that comes into the bar that I work at part-time. And her husband left her this small little IRA. Apparently he piddled around, didn't do too well. And I tell you, this woman, retiree, just inherited this IRA. And boy, she is a stock picker. She bought NVIDIA, like she caught the dip. It pushed up. She caught the next dip. She had 10 shares going into the split, so she has a nice round lot. So we're going to talk about doing covered calls. But, yeah, wow, she's probably pretty happy today. She got into crypto miners at the perfect time. She got into gold ETFs at the perfect time. So we got to get her on TTP is what we've got to do.
That's what we got to do, my friend. I won't be mad at you. Just go ahead and let her know. The door's open. Just like it's open to all you guys out there, guys. So if you make a trade or you just want us to talk about a setups, maybe it's something like that that's been working for you. Realize the door is always open here. Open door policy, guys. Come on down. MDIA doesn't look too bad there. All right, guys.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch NVIDIA here. I mean, it looks like no sign of stopping. AMD going as well. ARM, obviously. I'm not chasing that one either here. I mean, I tell you what, in my personal, I've got a couple shares of ARM. I'm still holding those. In my trade the pool, I'm not doing a fresh trade on ARM. I think, I don't know. Sometimes it's tough for me. The air is just real thin up here.
I'm working the TMA now, so I mean,
all right,
pre-market high.
TMA.
TMA, yeah. So you can see, I mean,
I will show one.
I'll put you up right quick. There you go. I see you coming after it. There you go.
Yeah. Let's go.
Shout out to you guys.
Look at the unbalance.
Taking some shots.
So let's go.
All right, guys. So I'm setting up an interesting order here to add some of Summit. And so this is an interesting order. Why? Because I'll show you guys. This is a really interesting one, guys. So what I'm doing is a stop limit order to add on this. So stop going to be triggering at 796. So the stop would trigger there, and then the limit would be a 792 buy. So we'll see it right now. It should trigger in just a second here for the add, actually. So this is an interesting way of coming after a stock and adding towards the way. I'll show you guys that right here. Look at that.
So you'll see if it does have the
now the stop's triggered.
Yeah,
right?
If it does have the breakout, then you wait for it to do the pullback to get a good entry, right? And then
you know it, Tim, right? So give me the sign that you want to break. Then I'm looking for quick pullback fills on the pullback limit already out there to get filled here like 791, 792, and then look for it to go right back to 8. That's just the outlook here. And so I'm taking up the shot. Another 5,000 shares will be there at 790s. Let's see if I get it, guys, and then get that big move. And at that point, when I get filled there, if I really want to, I can just hold break even on the rest. And it could be kind of a go, no go moment where the stock is either going to rip and keep going, or I just get rid of it. That's fine too.
Now, one thing I am looking at in my contest account here, so the ENVX trade, that did not work out. I might look back. RNA kind of puttering around there. Johnson & Johnson looks like it, and this is sort of a, consumer staples. It's healthcare, but it's also kind of staples, I would say. So I'm looking at Colgate in the other window. I'm seeing some strength there, but this J&J looks like it could be bottoming here. I'm seeing on like an hourly chart. I'm seeing what looks like a possible kind of support right around here. So I might try buying here, seeing if I can catch this low or catch this knife, depending how you look at it. So, again, looks like I've used some of my buying power, but I'm going to just see if this might catch here and then head back up.
I'll tell you one thing. It's a tough day today. When I look into the positions out there and I see a lot of traders struggling, that just tells me, right? So I want to show you guys it really quickly. Take a look into the competition. Right now, you see the top position for the day at 5,000 to the upside, right? But downside, definitely you're seeing some downside action there too. So a lot of shake in the market right now. We'll see what happens if we can actually get a big move here. So that's on NVIDIA long. I see AMD. Look at this guy. Has a bunch of winning trades on right now. This is the type of trader that I like. Mixing it up there, going to 2 different stocks there and kind of building up the position. Not doing too bad there. Short on BABA, long on NVIDIA, Tesla long, AMC long. So a little bit of a mix trader out there. Not doing too bad at all. All right, guys, I did get those fills there and those ads. So now I have Summit at 788 with 10,000 shares, guys. So taking a shot, that's for sure.
All right.
Love to see this rip through 8.
And I just scalped the first little bit off of my target buy. I had 450 shares. Now, oops, let me switch this back. So I just took the first 50 off. That covered my commissions. And if it can get up to 148, was that 148.16, then I will go ahead and take another 100 off. And then I'll take them off 100 at a time.
AFMD now trying to get towards that $8 spot. Did come back to the VWAP pretty quickly at that 750. Big scoop down towards 723s. Now trying to curve back towards that 8. Not a bad one to keep an eye out on that. MDIA was one that I was watching for the cup and handle here. Another cup and handle pattern today. Multiple repeated pattern that I've been seeing that's been working is the cup and handle. The only thing that I would say about it is look for these quick dips below the 9 EMA. For quick recoveries, that's what I look for on the handle. Look for quick dips right below the 9. That's what I like. And then looking for that recovery on the cup and handle. So you guys can clearly see the cup and handle pattern on this one. And we saw an earlier one do a cup and handle pattern. DRCT, another one that I'm keeping a close eye on here for another run into 4. So this one doesn't look too bad as it keeps holding in here. Could make a run back towards 440s, maybe even just 413s in play. DRCT, a smaller one that I'm keeping an eye on for. Looking around, guys. Looking around to see what I can find. MVST, cinematic move up on trade ideas, giving me a little bit of an alert. Microvast. This could be kind of a swing trade type of stock that I could look at. All right, guys, SMMT giving me definitely a little bit of that that calm me hands feeling. Do you guys know about that? I know you traders know all about that one out there. Look at Rocco's smile on that one. I got a smile from Rocco on that one. He knows the deal about the clammy hands, right? When they start happening, you know you're in a position big. That's one tip that you can think about, right? So how you're reacting during your trading is so important. You could even record yourself. And I'm talking to those traders out there that I'm not saying put yourself on YouTube, but recording yourself and your face and your reactions while trading could actually teach you how you handled the emotions of fast moving trades. Like this one. Let's go.
And you know, it's
all right,
funny,
guys, 795s. Can we get it going here, guys? Can we get it to rock and roll here? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to step up to the plate at 805 here. So I'm going to go ahead and put 799 for another ad on this position, guys. So here you guys see it. I'm going to go ahead and set it there. It's already set. I'll show you guys the position there, the stop and limit ad. Stop and limit ad. So this is a strategy that I'm showing you guys here on how I can keep coming after it and looking for a trigger to trigger and then looking for pullback ads, right? So I'm looking at 799 on the pullback after an 805 break. If it just blows through, I mean, I ain't gonna be mad, right? Zillow, really nice move here, guys. I'm just kind of seeing this move, so I want to show you guys it. Nice little pullback there. Now just started to get a little bit strong here. Zillow with a pullback. I've seen this be a trend today. We'll see what happens. Open is another one that I can maybe look at for a move back towards 250s. But of course, this would be a tight risk to return, looking for the move back up. But leaders and laggards. Leaders lead, laggards follow. Open would be a part of that lagging action. Rocket could be another kind of leader right now that's up towards the top.
Yeah, just to add, Mitch, to your note about emotions, they are much stronger than the reason, right? And they're actually controlling our behavior. So you can have a perfect plan, and if you're not ready with your emotions, it will go down the drain.
That is 100% true, my friend. All right, guys, trying to get this to start making a move here, but it's holding up on this 795, and then I get like this inner ticking time bomb within. So I'm just looking for this to continue the higher low trend, not to break it now.
And you know, on those, it's not just the emotions are a huge part, but not just that. It's the kind of the bias, the cognitive bias, whether that's your initial analysis. And then you're just hoping to be proven right. But that's one of the things, our book club on the Discord, we're going through Kahneman's Thinking Fast and Slow, right? And so we were just talking about that. He was talking about, grading students, and you get that mindset. But we were chatting about that, comparing notes. And it's like, if you find yourself one of those days where you're fighting the trend, right? And then you look back that night or the next day and you're like, this chart is so obvious. Why did I keep trying to short it? And it's just because you had in your head, you were looking at it through that lens of like, where's my short entry, right? Not what am I seeing in this trend?
Yeah. Preconceived motion. Another thing is I've been looking back at this too, Tim, is trying not to be so like, hey, tomorrow I'm going to long GME before I even get to the market, right? If I have that mentality, I mean, dude, you just might as well just put the trade on in the middle of the night, right? And so those are things that you need to be thinking about, that team. I think it's so important, guys, is try to find what works best for you guys.
Yeah, two-sided trade plan versus looking for, there's like, I'm going to buy at the open, and then there's, I'm going to look for a good long entry, say, and then there's a trade plan that says, here's what I'm going to look for, a two-sided plan,
All right, guys, here we're having it now. I am seeing that approach to come towards the 8. Let's see if we can get that 8 break. You guys see me up $1,000 here. Right now, I could just run to 1,000. And a part of me is thinking to just keep that in mind, right? Because one of the things that I did yesterday was I gave myself a big cushion on the day and then started taking big swings, right? Because if we have a 2,000 stop in the competition, but if I build $2,000 in the profits, essentially I have like a $4,000 stop now, Tim. That's the way I view it. And I think that's going to be one way to go after it, right? Rocco, I'm going to put you in the background. It looks like your camera came down for a second. No worries. Just let me know when you're ready. Just give me a thumbs up and I'll bring you back. It's not a worry. You can take a second if you want.
And Penelope, I know you tagged Mitch. Sorry. Just, it looks like I'm the same on my competition account. One thing is go ahead and try exiting your trading client and reopening if you haven't. Otherwise, I think it's just, we had so much interest in the competition. There's just a lot of accounts it's working to boost that buying power. But go ahead and try exiting and restarting your trading client and see if that helps Penelope.
All right, guys, trying to get this moved through. I'm going to cancel that stop order. I just don't want to be up on the tape just for right now, but I will let you guys know if I do add to the summit position. Just looking for the little pop above 8 here. See how the level 2 looks there on that summit. Take a look at that. CMA showing up there. I'm looking around to see what's making moves now. I'm seeing a lot of, what is this? These are going to be regional banks that are showing up right now.
All right. Now in interesting sector. Yeah, that's interesting. So Johnson & Johnson in my competition account, I did go ahead and just trim the 50 share. Here, I'll switch it over. The 50 shares off of there, and I'm going to just let that run. I did switch my stop to a trail, so you can just click this little thing right here. And you'll see it toggles on if that's a trail. RNA, I'm just going to let that go. I have a limit order here to add if it does pull back into here. and we'll see what happens there. Target now in my eval, that is going nicely. So I've actually got, I've peeled that off, as I said, and it looks like it's making a strong run for this 78 fib up toward yesterday's high. If it just hits just past there, I'll scalp 100 shares off, and we'll see what happens. Another one I'm looking at here, so I'm looking at a couple things. So CL, that's Colgate Palmolive. So here's another, right? This could be a double top intraday down here, but this is another one where I think, I think it's going to keep pushing. Now this could be setting up a bearish Gartley pattern, and what you'll see on those, I don't know if I can just draw lines here, but let's see. If you know, so you'll sometimes get this where you get down, up, right? And it'll go up there, and then from there it'll actually be a bearish pattern, but it can rise up quite a ways up above this neckline before you see that reversal. So this is one I might actually take this. I was looking at something else, but I might actually just take this long a little bit and see if I can ride it up, and I'll get out when I start seeing that reversing down. What was another one that I was seeing? I forgot. So what'd you say you're seeing in regional banks there, Mitch?
Yeah, I just saw them starting to pop up on a kind of an alert strategy watch that I have here. And so that just tells me, I always look to see, like, when I have like these alert kind of strategy, I use one from Trade Ideas, right? Like you see it down here on my screen here, there'll be like alerts that just go off. So I have one here that just started to go off, and then I just start scrolling through. And then what I want to see is, like, is there a trend, right? Is it just like stocks that are just all kind of similar? So I started seeing CMA, I started seeing kind of TFC, I started seeing kind of different names. And then that's what I'm trying to look at. I'm always trying to find if there's like a certain trend that I'm seeing showing up here. You getting Caesars to make a nice little move there. So would I be maybe taking a look at, okay, is it just a casino move? Let's look at MGM. Look at that. Nice little move, right? I'm always trying to find where the industries are. So if I'm seeing one stock taking a lead like MGM or Caesar, I could go ahead and take a look at some other ones in that space, like Penn also, right? Resorts and casino play. These are the type of plays that I like to find. I want to find a trend in a sector and industry. Let's say residential construction. I want to go to the top names. I want to be like, okay, so DHI, Leonard, PHM, all names that are doing well today. Toll Brothers, those are names that I can maybe play to the upside, right? Things like that is what I try to use, guys.
And it's interesting you mentioned gaming. Tamara Droback, so she's in our Discord. She does our market discussion and the news. She also does some of the deep dives. You can find her on Twitter, Tamara Droback. She was talking about DraftKings, and she was looking at that long-term chart. So apparently they took a hit. I'm just shouting her out because I'm going to shamelessly steal her analysis here. But apparently they took a hit off of Illinois tax, some kind of taxing issue. They took a hit off of it, but they're looking strong. There could be, it was on like a daily or weekly chart, but there's a possibility for a gap up there. So I wonder if there's just, if that whole sector gapped down and now it's pushing, or if it could be that same catalyst, or sympathy. So that is real interesting that you shouted that one out. You're seeing a trend on that as the alert you're seeing, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so DKNG can definitely move with that. It's getting a little bit of a lift right now. It's been a big move. It's trying to close the gap. Yep. I think right now you close the gap and maybe you get another attempted move back down. But for right now, DraftKings is climbing back to that gap. Those gap fills, man.
Yeah, what's that yellow there? Is that a 200 EMA?
That's going to be an exponential. That's a 50. Okay. The purple line below it is a 200 exponential. I only mainly use exponentials because it's going to weigh, of course, the recent data a little bit heavier. SMAs are fine. I got no problem with them. But I care about the most recent data. Data back here is not going to really matter to me. So weighted data, EMAs are what I like to use.
Oh,
All
and
right.
Shane, yeah, AFMD. Oh, wow. Yeah, we talked about that a minute ago. That had which one was that? That had
Oh, wrong one.
yep, they beat those. So the analysts expected a loss. They had less of a loss, and they are pumping off of that. So we've got 800 shares, 800K shares traded, and it's up 35% already. That is pushing. Now, what do you think? You think continued strength on this, or you think it's about to peter out?
I mean, it definitely started getting hot really quickly there. I think you had your shot there towards the $8 breakout. We talked about it when it started to curl back. I said it did that fake out to the downside, washed a lot of people out, and then that recovery at that point just wanted it to see it hold VWAP, and now you're getting that breakout attempt. I know that you got probably some buyers off that 8 because you got the 814. Next candle goes to 790. Classic move, right? Classic buy the pullback on 790s right below 8, and then the rip. So they're probably selling the rip here. So I'd be looking for pullbacks to the 9 and the price action to stay above that light blue line for me. So that's that light blue line, the 9 EMA. Now price action stays above that. That's what I would be looking for. MACD is another way that you can look at the cross here. When you started seeing this cross, I'd start to look for VWAP to hold at that point. That was right here on this point right here on this candle where you got a bullish engulfing candle. So I can start holding to that low and maybe risking off of that, which would have been the 758 off of that 776 break to the upside. So that's what I would look at that point. If the MACD is telling me that it's crossing, that's the conviction. Conviction now I can go and take the trade. Or if I got that VWAP, now I know that if the MACD crosses back over, I need to get out. Things like that.
And again, these are probabilistic, right? Like these are, there may be cases where if you're patient, right, maybe you miss your entry. Maybe that's something you don't trade for the day. And that's something you have to decide what you are okay with as a trader. You can be 100%. More aggressive. You can be more conservative. But then, at the end of the day, you're the one making the decision. You have to live with that. And you have to accept that, hey, either I might just take kind of loss after loss after loss. I have to keep those controlled and I have to keep my head clear. Or, you know what? I'm going to let those trades come to me, like Mitch was doing earlier, right? Where he's got those stop limit orders to add, and it's like, oh, hey, it triggers the breakout, and you know what? If he doesn't get a good entry, he's just going to stick with his original size,
Yep.
And there's no free lunch, right? So your risk reward, that's something you have to tune, but.
All right, guys, going to go ahead and set that stop limit again here for that kind of approach for the breakout, right? So I'm looking for breakouts and then to add right below it. So let's see if I can get it here. I'm going to put 790. Let's do 797 on the pullback after the break of 805. So setting myself up for the breakout. I could just buy off of here. Then I'm going to raise my average probably into the 90s. And then I start to get above the VWAP. Try to keep my position below VWAP if I'm long, because it can always test VWAP and bounce off of that. All right, where do you see the competition and where you're at? Well, I have access to a little bit more of that real time. We do have a leaderboard that I can give you access to, or you can just go to our website and just hit the leaderboard. I'm going to give you guys that link right now. I'll throw it up in the chat so you guys can check it out. This is updated nightly. But if you want the real-time approach, I will be doing that throughout the show. If you want me to take a look to see right now who I think is in first place, of course, it's up to the end of the day. But at least for right now, let's take a little peek right quick, guys. So opening projected balance looks like our top trader with the GME trade probably not taking some trades today. So not doing too bad. I don't see any trades on right now. But I do see a trader in the 40,000s with a 6,000 share long on GME. So I'm seeing some traders, and you can see a lot of traders now above that $10,000 spot. So we got room to make if we were trying to win this competition. So I'm definitely taking my shot here in Summit. And sometimes it's just as simple as that. You got to take shots in this game. And Summit is one that I've been watching for a while. So why not take a shot on one that I've been watching for a while than a stock that I just found today, right? So that's the way I'm thinking about it. It's a setup I've been looking for. Let's see what happens.
And speaking of those we believe in, so ARM, I've been, as everyone knows, been quite bullish on ARM for a while. So I'm looking at that intraday. I've got a little 15-second chart up elsewhere, and I'm seeing what looks, you can kind of see it here. This could be a little head and shoulders, inverted head and shoulders forming here, could be catching, and that corresponds sort of roughly to the support area. Obviously, it could reverse down. There's room to the downside for it to even catch, but I might try a small bite here. So I'm going to just see how much I'm going to risk. Am I comfortable with that? I am. So there we go. And one thing you may have, I know you talked about the stop limits, but just as a reminder for folks, if you go in the settings here and you toggle trading defaults, you say use stop limit instead of stop, then your position stop here will actually be a stop limit order. And that means you can have your position brackets, just your built-in ones, overnight. And it does the same thing for these pairs. So that means that you can just leave those for after hours trips. I didn't bracket those, but so yeah, that default can let you control those, and what'll put those in as stop limits. So they'll work any time of day.
All right, looking around, guys. I'm not seeing too much on the move right now. Definitely a little bit of a slowdown. Looking into the SPY to see what happens. We did get a quick pullback followed by another little run here, and Apple keeps it going, guys. 215, almost 216 now. So
I actually I'm switching that though, because I can't. If I don't need to do a stop limit, I just don't have time for that in the day. I just have a market stop, so toggled that off.
All right, we'll see what happens right now, guys. Definitely a little bit of a slowdown here. It's 10:48. We're almost done with the day, guys. I haven't even taken that big of a trade today. What's going on? Well, it's a little bit of a slowdown here. I have a feeling, what is going to happen, Tim? Well, FOMC, that's why the slowdown's here, team. We'd like to give you guys not just trading action, but also value. If my trading experience would tell me, it's because it's FOMC day. And that's why traders are a little bit hesitant, because they know that there's going to be a shake in the middle of the day, and then they're going to maybe trade harder towards the end of the day, try to get around the catalyst and then trade harder. So that could be what's going on right now. So if you guys are looking at that, that's at 2 p.m. The release, you get a press release from the federal website. So you got to look at the Fed website. That's the PDF that comes out instantly, which all the algos read faster than we do, right? And then it's the press conference, really, where the fireworks come. That starts at 2:30. So be careful, because there could be a shake and then another shake, right? So just want to put that out there to warn you all. I'm always going to be trying to give you guys valuable information, and that's definitely something to look out for.
Yep. And if you're on our Discord, go ahead and hop in. I would say download the desktop Discord, because that'll work better, but get that set up, get your headset tested, and come join us in the Discord at 2 p.m. We'll be reading that over, looking at the market reaction, and getting a sense going into the press conference. We'll try to bet on what color tie JPOW will be wearing and the implications for the market there.
What?
You talk efficient market hypothesis, right? Like the algos, right? Like those algo scanners on a big move like this. That's a real chance to get in. You'll see that. You've seen that 2 or 3 times this week, right? We saw it in crypto. We saw it in. I'm blanking it, but yeah, we just see those big wick moves, and you can grab those and go. So. You have to be careful with your sizing. You have to be careful with your risk and your confidence level. But those are some real chances. If there's a keyword and the algo reads it and interprets it wrongly, and you can get the context, or your analysis is on point, that's a real buying opportunity. I think you highlighted that earlier today, Mitch, too.
And it's one of the hardest things to do. I would say playing those events is literally like, if you can play those events, you're in the top 10%. For quick trades, right? Those are the hardest trades. If you're going to trade an FOMC event, I can tell you that right now. That's like trading the CPI this morning. Did I want to go long on the market? Yeah, but I'm straight guessing until that reaction comes. And at that point, there's no really adjustment to the reaction. It's just either I'm cutting or I'm taking profits. So it's really gambling at that point. And that's where it gets difficult, right, guys? We want to at least have some probability on our side.
Very good. Very good. Apple is going strong, as you said. It's just broke out, I think. So it's pretty good.
Looking around, I'm seeing the market drop fast here, guys. So with this being said, I'm going to be a little bit careful because it could cause me on a stop out, seeing just a little bit of a pullback here in the overall market. So just going to understand my risk here in Summit. I'm going to go ahead and set a 250 risk, which is nothing for this size, right? I'm only doing like pretty much 3 ticks below it, giving me still the opportunity for the run.
I'm going to do here is a little interesting thing too. So I'm going to put probably 149.22. I don't want a really crazy huge size on ARM, but I'm going to put an OCO entry here, and I'm going to scalp. So I'm doing a limit sell at 149.22 paired with a limit buy at 147.17. And so what this is basically saying is saying, hey, look, if it gets up here, just where we had a wick up to before, then I'm going to go ahead and scalp it. I'm going to take a little profit, let the rest run. But if I do get a pullback here to this little last wick down, then I'm going to add a little bit onto my position. Not a lot, I'm not doubling it, but if it comes back to there, then I'll just add on a little bit, and then I'll look to take off, 100 if it pops back up again.
Great. So I don't know if you heard me mention the Apple is going up. I took a couple scalps on it.
Oh, there you go. A couple scalps on Apple.
Couple scalps, little ones, yeah.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that approach, right?
Yeah. Since we are closing the day, here's my day. So pretty good. Every day, 5 times.
It's just flying, isn't it?
Good day, my friend. Not looking too bad at all. Not looking too bad at all, man. I'll tell you what, guys. I'm going to step up to the plate here, guys, on Summit. And definitely you guys choose your own calls on this one. But I've been staying in it. I've been waiting for this breakout here. So what I'm going to do here is try to help myself with the limit. I don't want to buy off of that 95. But on any little small pullback here, I do want to buy here. So I'm going to go ahead and set here 792. Look for maybe a little bit of a dip buy and then the breakout through 8. Let's see if we get it. From there, I'm going to be break even on the rest. So taking a little bit of a shot there on pullbacks and then just holding the rest for that big breakout. Let's see what happens. All right, guys, and like always, you guys can keep up with all the action today. A lot of swing trade for me, not much trading action. And what does that mean? That means I'll probably just trade a lot later today. So catch me in the Discord with Tim later today, guys. The trading action's not done, of course, you guys. You guys have got to get in the Discord. So, Tim, if you can do me a favor, throw up an invite link for them in the chat here for us, if you can do that, so that everybody can jump over to the Discord and keep the trading action going. And like always, guys, check out the swing trade side of things. If you guys don't know, we did open an account program for swing traders out there. So like always, guys, show the skills, get funded, right? Go into the swing trade side of things. Find out all about it, right? So the swing trade side of things is what you guys see me taking my shot on. I have the super buying one. Check it out, guys. Today, big trade on a firm, taking some more profits on that. Going to continue to battle with that. But hey, check it out, guys. There's so much more for you guys. It's not just a competition, right? We want you guys to check it out. Right here is that kind of swing trade side of things. I got the 12,000 buying power and still being able to make some profits today. Nice affirm. That evaluation is in the green. I'm going to keep battling with you guys on that swing trade and showing you guys how I go about it. Like always, guys, smash the like if you guys enjoy the action. And that's on the swing trade side of things. That's how you're going to do it for us today, guys. Not much on the recap there, but I hope you guys enjoy the action and how we go about it here on Trade the Pool. And remember, we're going to be here all next week too. We want to be here with you guys battling. This is a community that's truly going to support you. So if you're a newer trader out there, just getting into the things, or an experienced trader and want to bring up those trade ideas, this is the place to be. Thank you, like always, Rocco joining me today, Tim joining me. We'll always be back right here. And if you guys have any feedback for us, you want to see more or less of something, always hit the comments below. We'll take a look at it and we'll see. Does Summit get that move up? Find out, guys. Stay with me, of course, on my Twitter. You guys see it, Money Mitch TTP. We got Tim in the chat, Discord right there, link. Hit that link. We'll see you guys a little later for the FOMC action. And Rocco, thank you for rocking on, my friend. It's always good to have you.
Great
and
to
we'll
meet
keep
you,
it
Rocco.
going.
Well, as I said, with Mitch, I made money.
That's it. That's it, Rocco. Guess what, Rocco? The door's always open, my friend. Just hop in. You know I'll bring you on, all right? So I loved how you brought in the book map. Also, don't forget, you guys could be getting partnerships like that with those evals, right? Check it out, guys. You want to be using those tools that can really benefit you, and Bookmap is just one of them. You guys see me using Trade Ideas, Benzinga Pro. There's so many tools out there that can help you get to success. We'll see you next time right here on Trade the Pool.